Hello everybody, my name is Dragonfly, and today I have for you something a little bit different. So it is currently, normally I was about to play Battlefield, but I got curious about the tarot cards. So it is 12:47, it is midnight, which means, if you guys have been following me lately, in the witchcraft world, this means that the goddess is watching over us. Now, I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera over to here, and I'm going to show you guys what I've been doing for the past couple minutes. Since like about dinner time, I've been trying to read about how to do tarot cards. From what I understand, each tarot card has a different purpose. Now I have an entire deck here, and I'm going to go ahead and do this on video because I was reading this, and I kind of got a little bit of actual answers. So I'll list my actual questions aloud. And I was a little bit unsure about this at first, but as I kept reading, I kept getting actual answers, and I was just like, okay then, you guys are probably going to think this is clickbait when I say this is actual witchcraft. In a way, this is witchcraft, because I'm using my goddesses, or the Wiccan Path goddesses, at the current moment. And normally people are afraid of witchcraft. Let me clear this up, because I've been doing this a lot lately. I had to clear this up. The witchcraft, there are paths where, yes, there are people who are bad. But in the Wiccan path, they believe in natural healing, so Earth does most of our healing. We believe in, like, the Mother Nature type relation. But we have gods and goddesses. So gods are mainly the daytime, while goddesses are throughout the night. So this is going to be one of those videos where I show you guys this is something that actually is interesting. Now, I've been getting chills lately, and yeah, I'm sitting by the window. But the window's only cracked, the fan's not on. That gnome is, of course, outside my window, but like I said, it's midnight. If you guys would like evidence, here are 2 bits of evidence that I'll show you. It says it's 12:48, so it's almost 1 o'clock, and on top of that, this is outside. I'm going to go ahead and close my window and show you guys that this isn't just some kind of trick on you guys. So I'm going to put my camera right here, and I'm gonna go get another chair because you know. Okay. So, like I said, I was using these earlier. Now, I was reading about it a little bit, and they say, like, the basic 3 cards. So there's your past influences your present situation, and then I think it was like a future outcome of it. Now, I'm going to say this question out loud. And I'm going to read it as I see it on the little journaling thing that I have, which is this. Now, my heart's kind of racing because I was reading this. And I'm sitting alone in my house, so there's nothing else that could have possibly said this. And I know a lot of you may not be believers of this kind of stuff, but even if you're Christians, let me just establish, like I said, none of this is evil, we don't worship Satan. There are some that, yes, do, probably, but I'm not one. This is the Wiccan path, so I believe in goddesses and goddesses. Gods and goddesses. So I'm going to ask, let's see, what's a good question? How will I be in the next maybe couple years? Let's say when I turn 21, how will I be financially? So I'll do 1, which I'm just going to take the top card. And I was doing this, so I kind of choose different cards throughout the deck, which is a lot. There's quite a bit of cards. And then I'd have to look through the little booklet. So it's going to take me a second because I'm not as efficient yet. But you guys will see. So, 3 cards. You can see them. Right here. I'm going to flip them over, and I'll show you guys, too, before I read them. Okay. So, let's see. I'm going to quickly grab my camera so you can see this. So what I have is the King of Pentacles, the Fool, and Chalices, which look like this. Now, if you notice, there's numbers, and sometimes there would be Roman numerals there. I don't have any Roman numerals, so this is one that I'm going to try and read. So I have to put them in at least chronological order for them to make 100% sense, which is going to be different. So let's see. I have the Fool, which it says that's just a 0. I don't think it says which one. It just says the Fool. The Fool. Success often belongs to those with enough courage to dare. Fools sometimes rush into where others fear to tread. So that was our first one. So I don't know where that's going to go yet, so we're going to read the other couple ones. So I have Pentacles and Chalices. So Chalices, this is number 5. When the spirit is being restored, the most ambitious projects are born. So it sounds like that would be a first thing. So this might be a first. So I'm going to put that here for now, and I'll put these to the side. And then we have the King of Pentacles, which means I go over here, and it says, every grand success demands a price to be paid. Okay, so let's see. Success often belongs to those with long enough courage to dare. Fools sometimes rush to where others fear to tread. When the spirit is being restored, the most ambitious projects are born. And then it goes straight to the King of Pentacles, which is every grand success demands a price to be paid. So I think this is still first. So from what I'm reading it as, it should be 0, 5, and the King of Pentacles. So it's the Fool, Chalices, and King of Pentacles. So it was saying, when the soul is being healed, like I said, I've been going through a lot lately with a lot of anxiety and such, which we're working on. And this is one of those things where it's like, it speaks of quite a bit of truth. So success demands a little bit of sacrifice, so I'm risking not having to go back on medication. So that was an actual answer, and I'll put that aside. And I'll go ahead and do another one, because I did this like 4 or 5 times before I actually was like, this is actually getting concerning, or it's getting a little bit weird on my part, because like normally, this is a lot of spiritual stuff relation of that, but I do know that it's a goddess time about this time. I'm not sure if it's half moon or a little bit beyond it, so I'm not like exactly sure which stage we're at in goddesses. I'm pretty sure it's going to be towards the last little bit, so like the eclipse that comes around. That's like a super special one, which is when, I don't know what happens at that time, I'd have to reread it, but I was reading about it a lot. Alright, so I might not list some of these questions, because it says you don't have to say them, you can just think them, and you don't even have to realize that that's what it's talking about. So I was talking about, how will I be in about 20 years, like a couple of years, when I turn like 2021, and it gave me a pretty legit answer for the kind of modern stuff, actually, which is interesting, because I didn't really think, I was thinking about modern stuff, like a bunch of projects and stuff like that, but, and I'm not faking that is actually something I have been thinking about lately. I've been thinking about how to draw planes and such, like World War II stuff, on top of, like, you know, what am I going to do if I do actually start doing the stuff like, I have a lot of stuff on my mind lately, but there's a lot of stuff that can come up here, so I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen. Like I said, these are all just randomized. I'm picking the cards at random. I don't know I don't see them. I'm looking at the camera. See? I'm looking at the camera. That's not meant to be creepy if I'm looking at it like this, but I'm looking at the camera. Like I said, these are face down. This is face down, so I'm not going to say this question, because I think she'll already know, because the goddesses and gods, they're all just, you know, they kind of listen anyway. But apparently, these are good for, like, rituals as well. Like, I can tell other people's kind of stuff. I just need, like, a question from them, I guess. So if you guys have a question and you want me to do it on, like, a camera thing, I'm not going to do it consistently. I'll do it, like, every maybe couple nights or something like that. We'll see. But this is one, I'm really testing it, because I really want to know about this kind of stuff. So let's see. We have the Ace of Swords, Chalices, and the Devil. El Diablo, if you're Hispanic, El Diablo, which is interesting. I've never seen that one, actually. I haven't seen that one yet, so should I be concerned? I don't know. See, so the Devil. Pride may be the chain of impedance from us freeing our true selves. So that's what that one says. Chalices, this is number 9. He who has responsibilities must suppress his fear and move on in the face of difficulties. And it's the Ace of Swords. Swords. Time often changes even what we believe to be unchangeable. So let's see, that would go from the Devil. The idea of the end allows us, wait, that's death, sorry. That may be the chain of that impends us from freeing our true selves. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to, like, think on how I could put this. I really don't know how I could put that, but that's, like, a pretty legit thing, I'm pretty sure. If I'm reading it weird, and I'm trying to think about it, and it's really late. Like I said, it's like 12 in the morning. So I'm doing this at, like, 12 in the morning. So it could just be me being really tired, or the chances of me describing these cards are really good, but they shouldn't be this good. Like, I'm putting them aside. If you guys want evidence, I haven't put any of them back in. These are 6 cards currently. Here. 6 cards. That way you guys have evidence. And there's no sleight of hand. I'm not wearing sleeves. You guys can see that. My pockets are more like over here. These are my pockets right here. They ain't nothing in them. No pockets. I have nothing up my shirt. Nothing. So this is like... This is weird to me. Especially because my parents are still asleep. My dog is probably in my room. And most of my cats are not even near me. And if they are, they're probably in my room sniffing my stuff and stuff like that. I don't know. They do cat things. They're probably chilling with the fan. But I haven't seen any of my cats just yet. I really haven't, so I'm wondering.
Really? The T-Max?
I don't think any of them are out there. Anyway, but I was drinking a little bit of Coca-Cola not too long ago, but that's probably why I'm talking a little bit faster. So if you guys can't understand me, feel free to repeat if I need something. Like, I don't know. Let's see. I'm trying to think on another question. Like I said, I don't need to say these questions, I can just think it. Yeah, I think that might be a good one. I'll do two from where I'm going to grab, and then, let's see. But for real though, guys, don't mess with tarot cards because they're similar to that of a ritual. It's meant to speak to some sort of the goddesses or something like that, if I remember correctly. From, if I've been studying correctly. Okay, so let's do that. Ace of Wands, Queen of Swords, and then Two of Wands, which means it goes 1, 2, and Queens, if I'm looking at that. That's in chronological number order, because Sword comes after the Wands, or if it's before, I don't know. Let's see. So Ace of Wands. So it goes, let's see. Hold up. So it goes Chalices, Pentacles, Wands, and Swords. So Wands come first. So it looks like. So Ace of Wands. Knowing how to adapt to the situation is the quality of he who has succeeds in going far. Surprising your adversary is often the best path to victory. And then the Queen of Swords. The wise man never underestimates danger nor overestimates his own strength. So that actually kind of goes in a chronological order, so I placed it in chronological order without really thinking about it. But people normally, like the book that I was reading, which I showed you guys at the beginning, which is this, it says there's an all-new approach, but she says, don't really try and worry about the definition too much. Like, I'm going to use the definition because this is how I'm reading it, and it makes a little more sense by my part, but to try and tell what that means to you. Now, it would mean, like, you traveled far, you lost a lot of family, but you still end up at the top kind of area. You're still at the peak of emotion, which is how I peak about it. I have no idea. Like I said, it's really late in the morning. I'm going to drink some on camera, but I'm going to stand up and do that. After this, I'm going to get a little bit of water. Just got a little bit of cotton mouth. That or I'm just being drained of life. I don't know. I mean, I'm being drained of life every day, I trust. Every day I'm dying a little bit slowly. Is it weird that I actually got something like that? Or I saw something like that while I was reading? Before I finished reading the, what was it, the death one? It was like, knowing life, like, knowing that there's an end to life or something like that. I was like, oh, I'm not going to read that one. So, yeah, this is one of those things where I'm reading it. And normally I'm a joyful person. You guys can see I'm still kind of smiley and everything. That's because it's been a good week. But reading these cards, I had chalk on my face. That good smile went away from my face. It went from, I'm going to go play some Battlefield. Let me try some tarot cards. So I went to try some tarot cards. I'm like, I'm not sure if this is going to work. And I was really skeptical. And then this happened. Now, I didn't catch any of it off camera, but if you guys wanted to see it, I have it on my Snapchat. I'm not going to list my Snapchat, but I have it on my story of Snapchat so you guys could see my face. And I read one of the definitions. I had to take like 2 takes, like 4 or 6 takes like that. I took a lot of takes because I was reading them off right away, but I didn't have enough time per time, even if I cut some stuff. It was mainly like the stupid intro that I did for it. I was like, hey, so I did this, and I'm kind of concerned because I don't know how to react to it anymore. And I kind of want to do this on camera because this is interesting and it's kind of neat. Like I said, I'm not a religious person, but I'm trying to get into a religion that's actually kind of interesting and most people don't like, especially Christians. So Christians, don't hate me. Not all witches are bad, and I'm a witch. It's actually a gender-neutral thing, which is why there's gods and goddesses, but most people go by the goddesses because they're ones that help like regenerate stones and such. Most of your magical craft. Now, if you notice the color scheme, that's just the TV. That's the scenery changing. Don't worry, it's not like some sort of ghost coming through the TV like you think from The Ring. Notice the face I did there. That was a joke. God, or was it a joke? I'm just kidding. I really, that's a joke. I mean, I live by the sewers, but you know. Oh, that's just a Pennywise thing. That's a Pennywise thing. Just run around the dancing clown. Woo! It's worse as I'm talking about this at midnight and I'm thinking of Pyramid Head. because I know that's a calming sensation. I'm very tempted to just, like, after this, just start listening to some Silent Hill music, because I know about it, and it's good, and yada yada yada, you know, I need to stop talking about other things when I'm making videos and streams. By the way, this has been my first actual video as of, like, I think 2019, like, 2017 almost. Because I used to do a lot of live streams on my phone, and then I stopped because it wouldn't allow me to. Because it said you need to have, like, 1,000 subs. So if you guys want to start seeing live streams on my actual daily life, get me to 1,000. Like, I'm not gonna force you guys to get me to 1,000, but if you want to see more of my daily life, get me to 1,000, and then we'll talk. Literally. That or just, you know, I don't know, get a hold of me on Twitter. I'll post little updates there or something, I don't know. Tired, I don't care anyway. I'm tired, okay? It's late and this is happening, so I'm all like, I'm trying to act super cool about this. I'm actually kind of shaky because it feels cold, yet no windows are open. You guys want evidence on that? Here. I'm gonna prove this to you because that way you guys don't think I'm faking this. Window is closed. The door is closed. It's also sealed. Oh, well, that's probably where I'm getting my cold. My problems. Also, that's my dad my dad and my ma from the wedding forever ago. It was when I was like, I was really young at that time. Oh no. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna reset you there, and then I'm going to say this question, and I think I might have asked this already. If not, this is going to be something slightly different. I'm going to say this aloud because I want y'all to hear this, and this is legitimately going to be my reaction. I've been doing this literally since a little bit after dinner, a little bit before dinner. I was working with the tarot cards because I was like, I really want to see if this works. The first time I was like, okay, I don't quite understand it. That doesn't really make much sense. It was getting a little bit to nighttime, but it was still kind of daytime, so it didn't really, it was like, not really. But now it's fully nighttime, and I'm getting these, like, legitimate responses. So I'm going to ask this. Like I said, I don't know what to expect. You guys have been noticing I've been shuffling this entire time because I'm nervous. Alright? Okay, so this, if you guys are actually, like, friends of mine, don't get offended by this. But I'm gonna say something, and it might seem a little bit unusual. How many of my friends can I actually trust? This is one of those things where I'm probably gonna get a bunch of comments. You can always trust me, but I'm gonna let the tarot cards do my speaking because I'm reading basically off the tarot cards. If you guys are noticing, I am not intentionally choosing cards while looking. I'm looking directly at the camera. I'm gonna shuffle one more for this third one because I don't want to do this and make you guys think I'm legit here. I literally have 2 cards placed. Not looking at them, I'm looking at the camera. There are 2 cards there. Notice I was looking down, I was looking more like over here to right about there. I was looking at a very weird angle. This is where I'm looking at, which to you looks like I'm just pointing right to this little, for me there's a stop button right here, if I look into the camera. For you, it looks like I'm pointing just beyond the chair, which is where I'm looking at. I'm looking kind of right here, which is right below you guys, by my camera's point of view. But that's pretty much what it is. Now I would set this in a sideways angle, but I don't want you to see too much of my house. So it's my front door, right there. My cat tower, which normally Gypsy or some of the other cats are there. Yes, Gypsy, Max, or Millie, which you hear me like say Max or Gypsy, you know, stuff like that halfway through the day. Millie isn't really one that's very fond of me. If she is, she doesn't leave me alone for like 3 hours. Never mind, it's like 10 minutes. Alright. Here's the last question of the night. So like I said, how many of my friends can I actually trust? And this is the last card I'm drawing. I'm going to draw this one right here. There's 3 cards. There's the deck. It's on the couch. Let's flip them over and we'll read them. Room of Numericals. There you go. There's a Room of Numericals, guys. I wasn't joking. Alright, so let's see. We got Wands, Chariot, Strength. Now, I read the Strength one before because that was the one I got the first time around. I did this, and I tried to understand it, so I drew 3 more cards, and I got something else. This is actually the first one that I got today. Because I was actually doing, so I had 3 here. So I did that one, since I already know that one, I'm going to reread it so that you guys know it. I'm probably going to draw a 4th card just for in case. This isn't used. Used is over here. Still on the couch. Completely separate from the deck. And no, I didn't just sleight of hand you. They're over there. Here, look. Double look. My deck's all the way over here, off camera. I threw them away. They're over there. Whoa. I had a slight moment if I heard something. It sounded like, oh, shh. I don't see any cats. I don't see anything that could have possibly moved. How many of you guys ever see anything that moves behind me? Because I'm not really paying attention to the camera. I'm paying attention to the tarot cards. So like I said, this is the last question I'm going to answer, and I'm drawing one more card out of spite because I've already read Strength. I feel like friends deserve at least 4 or 5 cards, so I'll probably draw 2 just for spite. I'm going to draw the top one right away because that sounds like a good idea. And I'm going to draw a 4th one from somewhere towards, kind of like in the 1/4 area. Flip those over, and I got Swords and Pentacles. Okay, so I have a couple repeats here. I have like 3 repeats here. And I'm going to show you guys these, and I'm going to explain to you. It looks like I have some repeats here, because I did reshuffle the deck before I made this video, because I kind of wanted to. But so far, you guys have seen, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 9 cards in play. This is 14 cards in play. So these are the 9 cards that we started with. If you'd like a recount, I'll count them aloud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 9 cards plus the 5, that's, 14. And I'm going to read them all to you guys, so you guys hear this as a legitimate thing. Like I said, this came with the box. Now I'm using a piratey version, yeah, but it's still a tarot pack and it still counts as tarot cards. Even the person who wrote that book said it counts as tarot if it says tarot. This says tarot. Let's say I should probably start with the Roman numerals for you guys because the Roman numerals are going to come first usually. So the first one that we had was a V2, which was the Chariot, which I actually saw. V2. Success is not complete if it is not obtained by following the right path. Then there was X1. Strength. Severity without possibility of indulgence can never be just. Every beast can be ferocious. But true strength lies in control of controlling curiosity. So I feel like that has something to do with anger. I can't tell if it's just me moving, or if every time that I look away, I see something in the corner of my eyes in the window section. I can't tell nowadays. I'm tired. I mean, it is midnight. On top of that, the goddess apparently is supposed to be like a watcher of the night or something like that. I don't know. Apparently there are things that you can summon, so I might have just accidentally summoned her while I was here, but I have no idea. I wouldn't know what she looks like. I don't know if she's a demon. I don't know these things. She isn't a demon. I highly doubt that. Apparently, they never show depictions, but I'm sure goddesses are known as goddesses for either beauty or just in general what they're meant to be signifying. Some of these goddesses, I'm pretty sure this one's during the times where you should be resting or recharging certain items of magical craft. I'm not 100% sure, but those ones I've seen before. I've seen both of those before. And then we're going to go to, I think it's the Pentacles first. Chalices, which I don't have any. I'm going to go ahead and mark that page so I can see if I can make chronological order of this. Let's see, we had 4 of the Pentacles, which in every choice, doubt is more useful than certainty. Which, yes, that's what it reads. If you would like an entire depiction, literally it says Pentacles, number 4. In every choice, doubt is more useful than certainty. That's this card, which even says at the top there, Pentacles, 4. I'm reading it as I see it here. So we have Strength, the Chariot, and the Pentacles of 4, which is saying doubting is sometimes better than certainty. So then we're going to go to the, let's see, the Wands, I believe. Yeah, the Wands. And this is number 4, which means the help of those traveling our same path must never be refused. That's just something to say there, too. And this is the, what is this? This is the King of Swords, which I have never seen this one, by chance. True power is exercised and never flaunted. I think that's because I was doubting that this was actually a goddess or something like that, or what the whole power thing is. So that's actually, like, I have them marked here. Roman numerals, which is the very bottom one here. This one was the chalices and the this was the pentacle because we didn't have chalices. Wands, swords, which is every page on here, so that was every bit of evidence that goddesses are currently watching. So, go ahead and say hi to them in the comments. I should probably show you guys that I'm not being nuts here, because I have the book, and it does even list about goddesses in the book in the very beginning in this section. So. Okay, so I have no idea, but this is the moon, or the goddess, which is a feminine, apparently, from what it says here. So, moon has a very feminine energy and quality, which is often symbolized by the phase of the moon, which is the waxing, which is like from dark to light, which is the light main times. Full moon, which was actually Friday the 13th, is the mother, which is why if you guys were there when I said the full moon's tonight, so I get to see the mother, I was referring to the goddess mother, which is the full moon. So I believe this is going to be the waning, or waning, which is when the moon strings from full to dark, which I believe is where it's at currently. It's at the half moment. It's bad. And that's the dark maiden. When the moon shrinks from full to dark, we use its vibrations for anything that we want to diminish or eliminate. This energy works well for efforts that involve dieting, breaking bad habits, and eliminating stress or depression. And that's all a real thing that I'm reading here. If you'd like to try and pause this video and figure out what that says, there you go. There's your witchcraft lesson of the day. That's a joke. And then the dark moon, which is the crone, which is when it begins to go a little bit dark. Some practitioners use this phase to rest, regenerate, and regroup. Others use its energies for psychic work, divination, which I believe is where the divine things come from, which is where the tarot cards actually come in. There's apparently something in there that has something to do with divineness in it. I have no idea. I'm still trying to figure this out. And delving into past life memories. Literally most of this month, I have been through a whole thing where I find a bunch of these old memories, and I say I'm not getting rid of them. I actually almost cried over my 3rd grade photo because I actually remembered everything of that 3rd grade. I remember my friend who cried. It literally gave me when they were popular Beyblades, which they're trying to come back. Same thing with like fanny packs. Those are ugly. They're never going to be popular again. And if they are, I'm not getting one. Don't try and get me one. Don't even send me one. Don't try that. I'm not going to do it. But yeah, guys, that was all tarot right there. So this has been like a half an hour video. So by now, that's 14 cards. That is 14 cards as of tarot cards. Which is fun. Especially considering the situations that I've listed and the serious things that have been happening going on lately and all that. So, for all you friends out there, just know if I start to doubt you a little bit, understand it's because I'm getting a little bit skeptical if I should even really trust some of you. So, understand it's nothing personal. But this has told some things that have gotten me into this real thought process where it's like, am I actually being watched by goddesses in a way that I'm not really seeing yet? Or is this actually something that I should go by? Because it talked about the path a couple times now. I think it's been 2 times. One off camera and one on camera, which is interesting because I'm still trying to figure out if I want to go to the Wiccan path or if I should do a little more researches on other paths. But it says I haven't found the right path yet, which means this might not be the path for me. I have no idea. I don't even know if I have my familiar yet. I need to figure out how to do a familiar. So apparently a familiar, which, Nikki, I'm sure you'll watch this video later when I list it on YouTube. A familiar is supposed to be something that chooses you as well as you choose it. So it's like an animal or something like that. It's an animal, if I remember correctly. That chooses you and you choose it. So you choose it, but it also has to choose you back. Which is something interesting, because we have, like, cats and dogs here. My dog is awesome, and my cat are awesome, but I'm not a big cat person, and I'm okay with dogs, but I prefer reptilians over dogs. So there's some things there. But if I had to try and choose a familiar, it would have to either be some sort of reptilian or even just a wildlife animal, which is weird to say because most of those would try and kill me, especially considering it's like wolves and bears, because those things are awesome. top of that, there are some people who have had friends with like polar bears. That's interesting. Polar bear friends. I find that kind of neat. Anyway, so I figured I'd do this kind of small video to show you guys that I'm not joking about going into the witchcraft. This is a witchcraft. I showed you the book. I showed you the tarot cards. It's actually something that witches and the witchcraft people use to help tell their like presence and future and stuff like that. Especially to like past memories or something like it kind of explains your life in a nutshell pretty much, but it does it in a way that's like you have to be able to basically learn the alphabet all over. And even reading that book, I read it and I was just like, okay, I don't really understand what you mean, but I have to relearn about the alphabet, and then I have to turn the alphabet that I just learned into words. And the way that she described it was like, I understand, but what? So it was like, it was a moment of confusion and trying to understand exactly. But now that I kind of do it on camera, and I did it for a couple minutes before this, I kind of see where it's going, and I kind of see how to do it now. So this is interesting considering my part. So I might actually text some of my school friends and say, if there's a day you want to hang out, I will bring my tarot cards if you guys have some sort of question. They might not understand right away, and I'll say the same thing. I'll bring some tarot cards, and I'll show you what it is, and I'll try to explain it as best as I can with what I already know. This is one of those things where it's not a game, but it's something that can kind of help other people. So I'm definitely going to text my ex, who I still like, and see if she has a question, and I'll send her response basically on text. So if she calls me tomorrow, I'm going to ask her, if I offered you to tell you something that I'm not saying as a person, but I'm reading off of something called tarot cards, would you want it? And she probably asked for an explanation, and I'm foretelling this. She's going to ask for an explanation, what is a tarot card? And I'm going to explain to her, it's basically a deck of cards that can explain your past, or something like your past influences to your present stuff, your present situation to what could happen as an outcome as of the future. So I'm looking at this, and I'm reading all these cards, and I'm actually kind of having a headache here, which might just be because it's late. I've had a bunch of coke lately. Not cocaine. I mean, Coca-Cola originally had cocaine. Yes, that's where the name came from. Don't try me. I'll look it up. I was going to look it up earlier, and I forgot to do that last night, so I'm going to do it tonight after this video, which is going to be like probably 5 minutes after this I finish. It's going to be like 5 minutes after, so you can get this at about, in my time, it should be 5 minutes from now, 24. That or like 26 or something. I don't know. Anyway, so that's a basic, that's just a little thing. And like I said, I'm not wearing sleep. If you want evidence, I'll take off my shirt. I'm not going to, because that's nudity. Technically, I don't know how that counts as nudity. So the camera kind of shook. I don't know if that was just me moving really quick all of a sudden, or if my brain just said that shook. I have no idea anymore. I'm having that rough time where it's like, it's late, I'm tired, I'm doing something kind of spiritual, so this is kind of interesting to kind of get these weird responses and then do it on video, because the last time I was doing creepy stuff on video, this is maybe creepy to some people, but to me this is actually kind of cool and kind of calming, considering basically I've been looking for answers for a while now. As of like the beginning of this month, I've been looking for answers, and it's interesting to see this kind of response, especially from, you know, a midnight related thing, which normally everyone's like, do a 24-hour challenge where you stay up all night. Well, 24 hours is actually technically all day and all night, so it would be a 12-hour challenge just as a correction. So technically this is a 12-hour challenge by term, but I'm not going to be up all night because I'm not a freaking mad lad. I'm tired, and it's going to be Monday tomorrow. And I'm going to probably do this on stream on Minecraft, and I'll try and do some explaining a little bit better about tonight, which I'll even do it on that stream, and I'll make a video on my phone at the same time to show you on stream that I'm reading it, and to show you guys evidently that I am doing it in reality, so you guys just don't think I'm just reading off a bunch of random crap. This isn't just random stuff. I'm actually I'm shuffling the cards. If you guys want evidence, it's not like the great shuffles that like the game you know, cause you can't shuffle. That's not a shuffle. It is a shuffle if you don't know how to do the freaking cool casino things where they flip the cards and it's like a bridge. No, I'm not going to do that to something so delicate. Like, these are delicate. These are spiritual, and these are also my dad's. These are the ones I said I was borrowing from my dad, and he's letting me use them. They've been in my room for the past couple days, and I do have some bundles of herbs that he got from New Mexico. Not any sort of illegal herbs, but they're herbs. and he bundled them up, which is something used for supposedly blessing houses, and I need to find the ritual on that, so I can figure that out. And I'll probably do that on stream, so you guys can, if you guys feel like there's some sort of haunting in your house or something like that, or you're just trying to protect yourself in general from evil spirits, that way you can at least bless yourself a little bit. Now, if I remember correctly, they don't believe in evil, except for those that, there are something spiritual, they do say that. They say there are something such as spiritual, but they don't believe in, like, hell or Satan or something like that. And YouTube, you can try to strike me on that, but I wouldn't be lying, because hell and Satan, that's a piece of another religion, which we don't have anything against Christians. Like, I don't really have anything against Christians. Just don't try and be that person who's like, the Bible's everything, because I will prove you wrong. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings with that one, but it's true. I will prove you wrong. That's not meant to hurt your feelings. It's not meant to intentionally make you cry or offend you or anything. It's just a basic thing that I'm gonna do. And yes, I'm sitting on 2 chairs. I'm actually able to sit like that. I'm tall. I'm 6'2". You guys gotta cut this one. I'm 6'2". I'm sore all the time because I'm still growing. I'll be growing until I'm like 20 probably. I'm gonna be like 7 foot then. I'm like hitting my head on this because this is like I got a couple inches before I'm gonna hit my head. I'm gonna be like 6'5" and I'm gonna hit my head on that wall, and I'll be like probably not even 18 yet. I'll be 18 as of next year. I'll be legally allowed to move out as of next year, but I should probably try, like, after I get on medication and everything, to get a job so I can start doing more for YouTube or something like that, so I can at least start trying to do more stuff for you guys, so on top of that I can actually start getting a better income and getting more games and extensive storage as well. So when I get 18, I'm gonna try to get my license this year as well, since that'd be a good idea. Get my driver's license so that way whenever, like, there's an emergency, like, with my grandma or something, which my auntie and I have talked about before, because, one day when this is when I was out and about, which is when I first tried, was it Seletsky's or something like that? Which is like it has a Cinnabon place with it, which is interesting, because I love Cinnabon. But on top of it, they make, like, Subs. So it's not Subway, but it's like better Subway. If Subway actually had good bread and good tasting food, which, I mean, Subway has some decent meatballs, but they're not the best lately. They haven't been the best. That's, like, my new favorite restaurant. I would be going there as, like, lunch. I'd be going there for lunch. I'd go there. I'd walk there, honestly, but, that's a really far distance. It was over by the King Soup. No, sorry, not the King Soupers. I forgot where it was. It's not close, though. It's, like, I think it's really close to Academy, or Academy Boulevard, which, I used to live near Academy. Or was it Austin? Sorry, Austin Bluffs. It used to be near Austin. It's near Austin Bluffs. There was like a park somewhere over there. I used to go to that park when I was really young. Fun story about me. I used to go to that park, and that's when they had some steep slides, bro. They had some steep slides. They had some large swings. That's when I first started jumping off of swings. Like, you gain that momentum. If y'all like kids who used to go to like parks, you'd start swinging, and it's one of those ones that not like the baby toddler things. I mean, you could jump off those too, but it was really hard considering your foot there was like a good half a foot there of just full blown death waiting for you there. I'm gonna consider it death because I've had a near death experience with it. I'm just kidding. No, but I mean I did fall. That was if you guys don't remember, one day I came back from parkour and I was ow. It's because I fell. Swing tried to kill me. Which is like an inside joke, because I say, I'm a tall person and everything, including chairs, so these things try to kill me consistently. These have tried to kill me. The couches have tried to kill me, the doorways tried to kill me, the stairs have tried to kill me. Everything's trying to kill me because I'm tall. Next thing you know, I'm going to start getting bludgeoned to death by the roof. And like, the little bit of doorway right there. That's the closet. That's the doorway. Right there. I'm pointing straight at it. It's just an odd angle at the camera, because like to you, I'm probably pointing over here, but I'm pointing right there, and I'm looking at the camera while I'm doing that, and that really hurts my back because I'm all twisted turvy and I'm like freaking, let's see, what was it, the cornstarch? What was it? It was an old toy that was like literally like cornstarch wrapped in a rubber toy that was like super shit. What was it? Neil Armstrong? It was Armstrong toy, I believe. I can't remember. I knew about it. I've never had one, but I heard about it, and it's interesting because someone tried to use a vacuum seal on it. Several people, actually. Anyway, so this is a small video to kind of show you guys that this is Tarot. This is what I've been doing as of, today. Which, I haven't said that on stream because that's unusual to say, especially on stream. But I'm going to mark these cards like this because these are not actually important cards, because they're just they're really just they're just stuff, including the companies and everything over here, and all that. So I'm gonna leave that out of there. I'm gonna carefully put these back because now I feel like they're actually sacred and I don't want to die. But apparently the best way to use these tarot is just kind of handle them. So what I was doing was kind of warming up to them, which eventually can make them so I can use them consistently. But the people who wrote that book that I showed you at the beginning of the video said that it should feel good to you. So it feels fine to me. I mean, I have large hands. Everyone knows that, considering, like, if you guys don't believe me when I say I don't have a modded controller, because I've had people say, there is no way you have a trigger finger that fast. My unmodded controller, it's plugged in. That's a basic controller, because my controllers have little handles here, here, and look at this. My hand goes around this enough to where, like, I can, that's me touching my middle finger. I can touch my middle finger around this thing. I can do that. Like, I can basically predator this thing, which is how I usually push buttons so fast, is because I'm consistently either doing this or I'll do this, because that's how I've done things. So you guys have ever seen me, like, if you've ever heard me start tapping buttons, that's me doing this, or I'm doing this hardcore, which hurts my thumb after a while, so then I'll switch to that method, which is like with the arm wrestling, I'm so good at it because I'm just doing this. Which doesn't look like much there. I'm doing that basically, or I'll sit down and I'll just start. It makes me look like a DJ when I'm doing that, but I'm just doing this the entire time. The entire time I'm doing it. That's all I'm doing. It's all my arm wrestling game ever was, which is the easy way to get that strength. So I'm just going. That's all I'm doing. Which is why, like, when I made that video when we were just arm wrestling, which was easy money, easy strength, which we still we're not strong characters yet. To start doing the arm wrestling more, because I'm just like, done. Problem solved, boy. Have you guys noticed? I have no muscle, I have no muscle at all. I just look like I have muscle. I'm also very scrawny, even though I eat a lot. You guys have ever heard me eat on stream, you'll know, like, you probably say, you're really fat for your age. I'm not fat. That's me stating this is me. I'm not, that's me sucking in. This is me just normal. That's me just normal. I have the body of a young lad who's been growing. So that's just evidence. I'm not fat. Because I've heard people call me fat. I'm not fat. If I was fat, I'd be able to go. It sounds like a drum. I have a little bit of drum there, but it's like very light drum. That's just because I'm hollow, probably. I don't know. I am hollow, technically. All these organs are just filled with little liquids. Anyway. So I just wanted you guys to kind of see that I wasn't joking. I'm gonna use my camera because I know cameras can pick up more stuff than what I can, so there's probably something I'm not seeing, so I'm using the camera to my advantage. So if you guys can want to edit around this, you can. But as far as I know, there's nothing. So I'm letting you guys see that I'm completely alone. Look, I'll do this. Pure 360 around with just me in the shot the entire time, and then there's the TV with the one dude. To say I'm alone, huh? I'm going to do this so you guys can see I'm completely alone. I'm going to do it slowly, so if you guys see something, I'll probably see it too, because cameras pick up these things because they're electro, and apparently like spirits and like that, to show themselves, they usually have to use electricity to do this kind of stuff. So stuff like lights, for example, they would flicker if there was like a present, usually because they're sucking that energy, which is why EVPs, which is like, you guys could probably hear this. Like, have you ever seen, like, YouTubers who are playing, like, you know, just walking around in an abandoned building and they just pick up a random voice and they don't notice until they edit it? Well, sometimes they're not edited. They were pretty raw footage. Like, this is raw footage. I don't have a computer. And if I do, it's not charged or it's not plugged in, so these are all the computers. This is the computer I was actually talking about when I said, I had a computer, I just don't have a charger. That's what I meant. But that was pretty much the short video to explain. I actually am getting into this kind of stuff. It's actually kind of cool, and it's not evil, as far as I know. And yes, I have a double chin here. Excuse me, I got flap skin. Got skin here. Got nothing better for it. Just shave it off and throw it at something. I don't know. Something weird. This is where that morbid sense of humor comes from. Just shave it off and just throw it at something. Who does that? The Joker. He's done that. In the comic books, he shaved his own face off and then put it back on and was like, I'm pretty. Pretty much. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all a little bit later. I'll probably see you guys tomorrow. If I don't explain what happened tonight, feel free to remind me, and I'll be like, I got you, boys. Thanks for the reminder. All right, I'll actually thank you like that. I'll be like, thanks for the reminder. Anyway, des vidania, au revoir, which it's not au revoir. Re is silent. It's au revoir. So au revoir, des vidania. Good day to you, sir and madame. I need to stop. Anyway, goodbye, guys.